All right, well, I'm out on my land picking mustang grapes. It's probably a week after July 4th. I'm a little late on it, but these are mustang grapes. These are grapes native to my area here in central Texas. Excuse me. It's 106 degrees today. And I come out here in full sun to pick these. Okay, so mustang grapes. They're a native grape. When you pick them, your hands will actually start itching because there's a lot of acid in the skins. But a lot of people are turned off by them, but actually the flavor is pretty good. You just squeeze it and out comes this mucusy thing. It's like a real thick mucus. You just, actually when you squeeze it, you pop this in your mouth and with your teeth you pull the seeds out and spit them out and then eat the mucusy thing. But for several years I've made wine out of this, mustang grape wine, and it's actually a pretty good wine. The grapes, if you look at that little white layer on the skin, that's the yeast. So basically you can take this and just mash it, let it sit for a few days, and it'll start fermenting. And when you do that, you can leave them as these clusters. But what I'm going to do today, or what I'm going to attempt to do today, is make a juice. So rather than picking the clusters, I had to take them off the clusters, so I've got a whole tub here. Anyway, let me get inside the house and I'll show you how I want to juice them. So the first time I saw a steam juicer, it was on the Deep South channel, Homestead. Anyway, so you got water down here and it starts to boil, and that steam comes up through here, and then that the pan I've got the berries in, it's got a bunch of holes in it. So all that steam goes in here on the berries, picks up the juice, and then falls back down and collects into here. And then you can collect it out of this tube. What I do is I run a 45-minute cycle. So once this bottom water is boiling, I'm going to put the grapes on the top, set a timer for 45 minutes, and then let it go. And I'll get that going now. After the cycle, I'll show you getting the juice out, and I'm kind of curious what the color is going to be. All right, we'll see you back here in a sec. All right, well, the water's starting to boil, so I just put the grapes on top. Let me put the lid on. And then, like I said, the juice is actually going to come out through here, and I'm going to let it drain into this pot. But there's no hurry letting the juice come out. So I just go like that to kind of hold it in. There's so much storage capacity down here, you don't have to let it flow. You can just store it, let it drain out all at one time. So anyway, I'm going to set a 45-minute timer, and then we'll come back and see what kind of juice we got. All right, well, the steam juicer is finished. You can see it over here. But next I'm going to drain it out into this pot. And while it's draining, I'm going to show you just what it looks like after it's done. And you can see the color change, so it definitely sucked all the juices out. Like I said, it pulls all the juices, re-solidifies from its steam, and settles to the bottom where it dumps out here. It's got some good color to it. Anyway, from there, I'm going to have to do some playing around with it. But I was going to show you what I do with cranberry juice every time during the Thanksgiving season. I'll go get whole cranberries, and basically this is my recipe for the cranberry juice. A quart of cranberry concentrate, which is what this is. 2 quarts of water, so it's 2 to 1, and then 3 cups of sugar. Anyway, that's, let me stop this real quick. Looks like we got a lot of juice. Anyway, I'm just going to have to play with this. I'm going to have to do a little batch and add some sugar, add some water, and get what I consider something that's tasty. And then I'll make a card like this so I know how to duplicate in the future. But I'm really hoping this comes out good. Like, I'm not sure if I told you, I did prickly pear one time, and it all went fine, except it tasted like cucumber juice, which just didn't satisfy my palate. I'm hoping that if this comes out good, I can do mega batches. I mean, I may end up, like I said, with the cranberry juice, I could run 50 pounds of berries through this thing, and I just water bath them so they're canned. Now sometimes I'll do it where I don't add the 2 quarts of water, just so I'm not canning as much. So I'll do the 1 quart of concentrate with 3 cups of sugar, I'll can all those, but when I open it up, I'll mix it 2 to 1. In other words, I'll dump it in a pitcher, whatever can it is, whether it's a quart can or a pint can that I can it in. I'll put the pint of water into a pint of concentrate into a pitcher, and then add 2 pints of it, and that'll be what I drink. That just saves me from using so many jars to make this stuff. But right now I'm going to have to let this cool down and start playing with it and see if I can get something that tastes good. All right, well I'm gonna follow, like I said, I'm gonna follow the cranberry recipe, make it, and then I can tweak it like it needs more water, less sugar, more sugar. This is everything I got from this batch minus 1 cup, which is a pretty good amount. And if we end up with a 2 to 1, I mean that's going to triple in size. So if that's a gallon, we'll end up with 3 gallons of juice from this one batch. Anyway, I took a cup of it from here, put it in here, then 2 cups of water. So basically just took this whole recipe, divided it by 4, and then 3 cups of sugar, divide that by 4, that's 3/4 of a cup. So I'll put that in here, or fixing to put it in here. So I'm going to let that simmer to dissolve, let it cool down and taste it, then I'll tweak it from there. Like I said, from there it'll be good. Or maybe we can dilute it more, which just gives you more of the product. Anyway, we'll keep riding through this till we get it done. Okay, well, we got a winner. So this one here was using this formula here. Let me go over it one more time. 1 quart of cranberry concentrate. That is filling my steam juicer all the way up, and letting it, once the water boils, let it run for 45 minutes and extract the juice. That's what we're calling the concentrate. So 2 quarts of water, 3 cups of sugar was this right here. Ended up way too sweet, so I ended up going and doubling the water again. So I mean, we ended up with 4 parts water, came up with this, and it's actually drinkable, and I like it. I want to show you more about this steam juicer. Just showing you what happens after we're done. Like I said, the grapes were all the way up to here, and you can see after the steam process, I mean, the volume cut down in half or more, and that's pretty impressive. But I'm going to call that a success. So what I'm going to be able to do now is just can it up. We're not going to use this water. We're going to can it up, 1 quart of cranberry to 3 cups of sugar, and put them into jars like this. And then when we want to drink it, we'll add 4 of these containers of water. So we'll get I guess 5 times that volume. So this is 2 cups. We'll dump it in a pitcher and put in 4 of these cups of water, and then we'll have our homestead made grape juice, which is pretty cool. All right, well, y'all have a great day.